good vibe, we shine on the light. Welcome to Chatnite, we bring you good vibe, we shine on the light. We all over the world, Chatnite Africa. We all over the world, Chatnite Africa. Welcome to Chatnite, we bring you good vibe, we shine on the light. Welcome to Chatnite, we bring you good vibe, we shine on the light. We all over the world, Chatnite Africa. We all over the world, Chatnite Africa. Welcome to Chatnite, the only place that we give you good vibes. Chatnite Africa. Welcome to Chatnite, all over the world we are shining the light. Chatnite Africa. Welcome to Chatnite.
Hello, everybody. Hello, my country people. Them, I thank Una for decide for watch this broadcast. Voices of Africa, where it will be entirely for Pidgin. I'm glad for me to Una or Una online. Some people there they watch for Facebook. Some people then they watch for YouTube. Some people then they watch for www.chatniteafrica.net. My name is Divine Chamukong. I anchor this broadcast from Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. Now, listen to this. If you want to enjoy this broadcast in high definition, go now watch for YouTube. Plenty time them. We don't see we sisters, we brothers them. They try for come for white man country. Someone they go through some high seas, oceans, on top inflatable boats. You won't see the boat, it capsize. Hundreds and hundreds of people, they drown. They want the way they know go for high seas, they take dangerous roads them for Latin American jungles them, and inside this big forest them, you get lions, you get cheetah, hyena, you get tiger them. Water way they flow through that forest, na big water plenty way, crocodile they like they get in a party. So plenty of we sisters them, we brothers them, plenty then carry picking them, for back, they want for cross inside this waterway, it no get bridge, plenty them, they drown, it turn dinner or lunch for that crocodiles them. But it be necessary for take this dangerous journey. I know the talk say for go for white man country in a bad thing. Me, I didn't have a white man country. But if you mean say you could take this kind of dangerous adventure, the question that say it be worth it? And make a caution, say even when you enter for America, some guarantee no they say you go get paperwork where you fit be employed by any manufacturer, any businessman for United States. And so when man don't take you because you no get paper, he go treat you like slave, you day completely at a mercy. The question again, I say, it be worth it? Well, today I get some guests where he could tell you, say, even if you give it gold and silver, if you give it green card for America, if you give it even citizenship, he no go take them for come for America for any reason or for go for Europe. I ask you, say, for Sikawati, he no be a strange human being. He said, because right for Africa, the plenty opportunities where we know the Siam, a day for inside the dirty, the darkness way, the hopelessness way is surround all man. Ladies and gentlemen, this man we are to talk about now, Dr. Emmanuel Fontata, where now you get this big manufacturing company for Yaoundé, they call them say Afro Brains Cameroon. Make all man join me now for welcome this African way, you know, they think like plenty African them. These Africans way, as I described it last time, it get the mind of a tiger. Now they oga this way at the talk, Dr. Emmanuel Fontata. Make we welcome here. Dr. Emmanuel Fontata, I thank you plenty for accept my invitation for come for Chatnite Africa.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'll be very happy for this program today. It'll be another great opportunity for me for share my story and my experience with Africans as a whole and Cameroonians in particular.
We go get plenty hot story today. So I advise everybody for share this video because where you go hear them today, it go fit change, it get the potential for change your life. Dr. Emmanuel Fontata, they be teach you for be a physics teacher. Anybody where it come out for Cameroon, the school where they teach, they train teachers them for they call them say École Normale Supérieure. Now for day you be go graduate, you come out like civil servant, you dey get money for your pocket, even if you not been be millionaire. So what it make you change from being a physics teacher where you don't suffer right that concours for decide for begin making the things them? What it be your motives? What it drive you on?
Yeah, I feel say first of all, the idea for move from physics into engineering. First of all, it be motivated by the fact say I don't notice a lot of shortcomings. People they study physics. Well, yes, physics is a good subject. It create a very deep sense of mental strength. It create the possibility for you to understand your environment better. You get a lot of content where if it help you, but it be limited in the sense it not be very practical. It not be something where if you be say get deeper into engineering, the only basic thing you'll do with physics now only for teach. And after I don't notice the crowd way there for teaching for Cameroon, because as a matter of fact, because plenty students they first do physics. So not physics, not there like literature or history or those Chinese colony subjects and way people that they do and plenty. So I notice and say, but physics be useful in the sense where you be open to other opportunities and you be open to learn a lot of other things and so I'll take advantage of that. In fact, not just the physics as a whole, but mathematics and chemistry, the backgrounds and that will be get So I decided say no, it be important. Say make I get myself into something where you will be able for build something to be able for create value out of a natural environment. Because you see Cameroon be a blessed country from if you just look Cameroon, you'll notice that Cameroon be a blessed country. Why? Because we get fertile soils, we get a cultural diversity where it be very rich because you see, they always say beauty, na the variety, na the spice of life. So we get a lot of variety of tribes and villages across Cameroon. So all that alone will invest, would intellect, would mind on it for create value for marketplace. So now one of those things where if you tell me say Cameroon will be rich culturally, so where Cameroon is soil not be rich. So I say no, in order for me to understand the soil, in order for me to be able to create value, it will be necessary to say, I go study engineering where it will permit me, give me the skills for create those values. And I exactly which way me have decided for go do abroad.
When you talk, say, for create value from what and why?
Yeah, I mean, for create value from our environment, because you see, we'll get a very rich environment. When I talk of very rich environment, I mean the soil, first of all. We'll get a very fertile soil, because if you look at other places them across the world, you get some place like Dubai. The first time I visited Dubai, I'd be very shocked. I see how they pet grass there for day. Even for China, I see how they pet grass. I see how they put drip for tree. I see how they do all kinds of things. They struggle only for get green grass, small 1 square meter green grass. They spend a lot of money. I tell myself, say, but we for Cameroon, so we really be conscious, say this, so this very grass where we work on top, the clear them, the burn them, the fight with them for Cameroon, this so, or for Africa, this so. We no say this so for different places and for the world. People they struggle and say me that grass grow. So it tell me automatically say this so a lot of value different inside Cameroon where we recognize them like this grass field and so we know they recognize them as anything, but where it be a lot of millions so if we make them out of that. So now the value then that way I feel say this so when we recognize those values, we will be able now for create certain technologies, certain solutions, a lot of things out of those values the way they for environment, for backside, for front door, for all around we.
Why it be say you feel look around the environment inside the darkness where plenty people did complain about, plenty people did run, they go Europe, they die for it, crocodile they chop some, they rape some women them. Why it be say inside that darkness where people did complain about, you did see a light, you did see an opportunity, you did see a value, you didn't see a thing where you feel create value out of them, you make money there. How it be possible? That says some people they be blind or they just lazy.
Not be necessarily say they be blind nor they be lazy, but I believe say to be fair, if you look at the education for Cameroon, I know the call which you'll get for Cameroon and say education safe. Not just school. You know, if you look at the syllabus, the way the content for the teachings, the way that they give students of schools of Cameroon, you go notice and say, I mean, maybe in a recent way they don't start changing them. I know fit talk with absolute certainty as of now because it don't stay away with me. I don't teach these programs. But from what I know, the content be very out of phase with the environment. As a matter of fact, the content where they teach beginning for schools and for most schools of Cameroon, it be very different from what way they for their environment. Which way they want the cost na safety. It make and they begin the way they go school for Cameroon. They need to understand the value the way they for their environment. You know, say when they teach you for Cameroon and then they give you example for America, you go see they go say multi-purpose river development for America. Let's say river, they know they Cameroon. You go see they will say fishing off the coast of Norway. Like say fish, they know they for inside water for Cameroon. And so all that kind of things the way they teach beginning for Cameroon. Now you make them for where beginning don't grow. You see person don't grow reach up to even 20 years. You know for even know whether fishing be possible for Cameroon. You know for know whether farming be possible, market gardening. You know for know they teach we market gardening for Holland. They teach we all those things the way they be teach we. It be like saying that some plan where they don't plan, say maybe beginning for Cameroon, they don't know the importance of their environment, so it'll be easy for foreigners they can exploit the environment. I believe so sometimes because you know if you explain why we go take Cameroon and then they want to teach we something, some concept, some idea about fishing. They don't go teach we say fish there for River Uri. That way they begin harvest crowns of excuse me, when they become the name Cameroon say Rio dos Cameros. What it happens say they need to teach picking them again about the fish them, the prawns them and all those things them. Now things and that they're supposed to begin teach picking them for about Cameroon. They get to teach you about our environment, mining, Wusa oil there for inside Cameroon. They teach all picking them, sideway oil there for Cameroon. They give a teach picking and sideway gold there for Cameroon. They give a teach picking them sideway fertile land, the different types of fertile land, and what if you plant for Santa, what if you plant for Yaoundé, what if you plant for Boya, what if you plant for Ngaoundere, and so on and so forth. They get for teach Cameroonian picking them those type of things about their environment. When they teach them about their environment, when they grow up, they go no side way they figure plants themselves according to their skills and according to their education. By that time, they go don't know say, hey, I study now this. So by the value the way I don't see them for Cameroon, it shows say if I go north within my knowledge, so I don't get and so I go create value from there. But you see, they teach we fishing in America, Sweden, in Europe, all those things. Now, why in America, when picking and grow for Cameroon, they go school for Cameroon, even up to PhD level, you ask them about some simple, basic things about Cameroon, they know they be able for do them. So now, why now you see that they come out, the only thing where they know, and I say, hey, they be learn mining in America, and in the course of learning mining or in human economic geography, they be learn a lot of fine things about America. So now that fine things the way they come out for go find them, they don't know say this so fine thing and today for their corner. When they learn about Sweden, in the course of learning fishing off the coast of Sweden on a Lombri, on a whatever they study there for that Sweden. Now where they will come out, they swim across Atlantic Ocean, say they want to go for Sweden and all those things. So now one of the reasons in that, but in my own case, which happened, I've done already at one point in time, kind of figure out those things. Say it not be normal, you know, because I've don't question those things. You know, my experience, I go school for directors in Bengui. excuse me, I be go school for GBHS in Bengui. And in my experience, when I be there from 4, I be get a problem with my history teacher. Why? Because they be teach we European history. So at a very tender age, I've already figured out say European history be very irrelevant to me. So from there, my brain start begin to awaken, say no, but why if they say they teach me about European history? They know they teach me about my history. I will always be very worried because I will be very interested for know about my history, but they not be they teach me. So my history teacher be the struggle with me up and down. Say I learn history. Unfortunately for you, when I go from 5, I will get it right now for choose my subjects. And so I just push the history aside, and then so from there I always question the things the way that they teach me. I see whether it be relevant to way I go desire for doing in future or not. So I think
the question way it did for plenty people that mind. You be learn all those things. Me, I've been go school, they teach we how to draw grasshopper, name all the parts. They teach we American history, teach we French Revolution, European history. We take we go anywhere whatsoever. The question I want to ask you now, at what point you been discover yourself? Say, hey, look, all these things they teach me for school, even though they train me like teacher, it no go help me. Now, at what point will it be done on you? Say, hey, look, you get for retool yourself.
Yeah, I believe say I think let me say about a couple of years after I finished ENS while I teach. So while in Bamenda, I will visit a friend where they for workshop. If the garage the repair motor, and funny, I say the person to become more ENS. So if you come on ENS, they come on ENS, he go to do he drive a taxi, he teach geography. So if he drive taxi, they teach, then I can't see there for garage. So me and he start begin talk, and he ask himself, but why he say he can't there for garage? So he tell me, say, well, he just like for begin there. So as we talk now, so he call parts them. I see the call parts them. Then I start discover of my mind, say, it is so this part the way they call and so I did develop a better understanding for the parts them. I still be very young, but I did develop a better understanding. Why? Because of my solid background for physics. So I did develop some better understanding for the parts them, and I start develop some interest, but I be limited. I be limited. Why? Because I don't be nothing for do, and I be very frustrated. I begin ask myself, say, baby, do not geography. How come he can know how to fix motor pass me when me I do not physics? So the thing of bring me a lot of confusion inside my mind. So I start beginning question the strength of the physics. So say if man figure, I begin tell myself, say if man figure do geography, then he can know mechanic work pass my way be doing physics. So then what if they need where I be the struggle, they do the hard physics, where put if you do their simple geography then. So I start telling myself, say no, there's something better I have to be able to do. So that was there because I be discovered. I say I be very frustrated. Why? Because I need to be applicable in a real life situation. So it be frustrate me very much. As I need to be applicable in a real life situation, that frustrated me. So it created into my mind the desire for learn things in a way it will make me applicable to real life situation, and that is what nothing now it don't push me up to date.
When I watch now, Voices of Africa, my guest today is Dr. Tata Emmanuel Fon. My name is Divine Chamukong, at the encore this broadcast from Washington, D.C. metropolitan area.
We love Chatnite Africa.
Dr. Tata Emmanuel Fon, I don't talk for plenty people them way they did Cameroon. I talk for plenty people, not only for Cameroon, they did different African countries. They tell me how difficult way it did for start, like something where you do. You did make machines for do just about anything. How you be able for function for that kind of environment where other people complain so much, and perhaps rightly so. You get some godfather for prime minister's office or for presidency.
I wish say I be forget the godfather, but honestly speaking, na commitment, na passion, and na understanding of essence. Because generally, I mean, not be just limited to way I do. Generally, for achieve anything where it be meaningful, where it be impactful, where it be beyond self, for be able to achieve something beyond those things where we achieve them for our own self, for be able for achieve those things where we achieve them for the sake of other people, who therefore be ready for go through difficult times. Because you see, one thing about entrepreneurdom, I say, for succeed as an entrepreneur, you get forget about yourself. Because if you want focus not only on yourself, if you want focus now for satisfy your own questions, your own desires, your own challenges, your own difficulties, if you focus now for yourself, you know, will ever be able for succeed as entrepreneur. So now the first thing so if you want go out there as entrepreneur, the first thing you get for do now for find out the people, their problems. What to be people, their challenges. You get for be people-centered. Because the more you be people-centered, the more you go be able to create more solutions. And guess what? You need to get something where you want provide them out there. Before you go out there, to give yourself out, because as a matter of fact, an entrepreneur, a person where he empty out itself to society, for the building of society. So that is exactly who an entrepreneur is. That emptying of self to give society. Sometimes if he earn you a lot, sometimes he no go earn you a lot, but most of the times you go always be fulfilled by what you really do. I mean, challenges go always day in every society. It doesn't matter. Even America, if you interview American entrepreneurs, they will tell you their own challenges. Every environment get a complication. And guess what? We are a product of our environment. If you are a Cameroonian, you are already a product of Cameroon. The challenges where you did for Cameroon, you're supposed to already understand them. You're supposed to already be used to. So instead of you go for another environment, say you want to go succeed for the, you instead get a higher probability or possibility for succeed for an environment where you don't already master its challenges. So I'll be weighing my chances. I mean, I'll be get options when I'll be make up my mind for getting into entrepreneurship in Cameroon. I'll be get options. I'll be go for Rwanda. I'll be go Ghana. I'll be go Kenya. I'll be go anywhere in Africa where I'd like. But I'll be choose Cameroon. Why? Because na place where I grow there, na my country, na my fatherland. Now for the way God choose to put me, I don't believe say God made a mistake. Say if he know very well, say a problem there for the way. Now either me I go inspire the person who go solve the problem, or me I will be able to solve the problem. So the most likelihood for my success is being for Cameroon. So I choose to come Cameroon, can see how I feel be able to work with others, because not just about me. I begin for now see how I will be able to convince myself and convince others. Say this concept, this idea, this vision where I get that, so it even makes sense in the first place before we even start for working together.
Why it be important, say you want to start business, you first find out challenges where people did face them. Why that one be important as a component before you start business, like business where you did do?
Yeah, because entrepreneurship be all about solving people their problems. So you know if you solve problems the way you don't know them. So once you know the problems, you go always craft your solution, because entrepreneurship is creating solution. So you will always craft your solution then may fit into people their problems. Then when you see, take for a typical example, when I start produce achu flour, for example, when I start produce achu flour, people really look and say, hey, why to make a man really she don't think about producing achu flour? I be produce achu flour for a couple of very important reasons. The first one I say it, achu na new way people they like them a lot across Cameroon. In fact, even other countries in the already enjoy achu. So I've discovered say if we leave achu in the current state where it did, like it will become extinct. It will go exist again in some couple of years. Why? Because we picking them, they be lazy for the cook cocoa, pound them, spend all that time we spend them for cook achu. So we begin and go get that time for begin do that kind of thing. We would already lose the interest for do all that kind of difficult work. So begin and no do them. It means say we begin them go forget what you be at you. So it means say you begin them no go ever know say this will be the chop at you. So in order for we for push at you into the future for the generations far in front of us for enjoy at you, what you will give do now? So we'll give for modernizer. We'll give for make the meal maybe modern, maybe for way it go last very long. Maybe for way it go be easy. Maybe for way all generations go be interested for the cooker. Now why that I decide say no, I go modernize them. Now why that I'll produce the achu flour. And that achu flour, a lot of people they now don't see the reason why the achu flour be very important. So a lot of people they buy them. That goes to a lot of other products the way would they produce them. So it be very important for know the challenges the way people they face them. The challenges people they face them for cook achu, they go spend a lot of firewood or gas or whatever means that they use them for cook. Take so much time. It takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of energy. Sometimes you finish cook only one bowl achu, only breed where they breed, only tire where you don't tire. Even for chop the achu self, way no day again. But with the achu flour who don't produce them, it be very easy. So it make them for way it be easy for people then for choppers. So now why would I always be advisable for know the problems?
Very briefly, give me an idea. The achu flour way they produce them, because me at the white man country, I love achu plenty. Sometimes I get for drive 2-3 hours for go see good achu for chop them. The achu flour way they make them. Very briefly, tell me how if you get that flour for house, what you go do? How you go cut that time for do this way they make people just lazy for chop achu for fix them because it take time.
Oh, where you just get the achu flour, I mean, you just put it inside the fresh water. You just put it inside fresh water and then you stay, make sure to know.
Just hold your thought for this. Somebody there on the line. Hello, you, the watch Voices of Africa.
Oh, okay. You have a show going on?
Right now, Rosemary gets up Bloom. That's one of my best friends in Maryland. Now, Rosemary, today, na country talk na pidgin. Some grammar, big boogie, no day. The man where I get and where na my guest, na Dr. Mfon Emmanuel Tata, he make all kind of machines them for ya one day. So the question was so asking, I say, why it be say if you see opportunity inside darkness, where people they run that darkness, they run for camp for America, so when they drown inside water, crocodile the chops, one day they rape women and kill them. So you get question for Dr. Mfon Emmanuel Tata?
The question I get for you now say how the clientele day, what is his base, like how the market the pass.
Okay, very good. Now you fit hang up
and
now.
The second question
yes.
I want to ask.
Go ahead.
For all this we picking the way someone they don't be displaced. How we think help for sponsor they made a learn this kind of work where they teach and so.
Okay, very good. Rosemary, I know say you be very entrepreneurial for your spirit. If you fit hang up for WhatsApp, call for direct number later in the program. We did it for 90 minutes. That'd be good.
Okay.
Thank you. Now, so my friend for Maryland gets up, Rosemary Loom. It ask you, say, what will be the clientele? Number 2 question, as I hope you hear, this picking them way, they don't run away from war, from Northwest and Southwest region, where they hang around for 1 point for dwellers, one in the Yaoundé, one prostitution, someone in Belé, they enter, where they did 16 years, 17 years. How Afro Brains Cameroon fit do for help this kind of picking them?
Yeah, thank you very much. The first question where he asked a very good question. And I gave a assure you say the clientele be very heavy. As I speak now, so as I talk now, so we'll get a lot of the products away. You don't even short for market. We produce quite a lot, but it don't really short for market. Why? Because we'll be the fee so the market it go the rise now small. But because of our activities on media, the market is shoot very fast. So we struggle now for see how if we work with other brothers and sisters maybe abroad, maybe back in Cameroon, so that we put two hands together for increase the production. Hungry day Cameroon very seriously. I don't know whether some brothers or sisters in Cameroon recently. If you did Douala, yeah, I did go Douala from time to time. I be based at Yaoundé. I did go Douala from time to time. If you go Douala by 2:30, it go hard for you to get fresh food for it. Unless say you go now for boulangerie, go buy that bread them, that big stuff them, and all those things. Forget fresh food for it. Get something like Watafa, Aero, Achu, Ndole, all those things them. Forget that for it, it be very difficult. So hungry really day down. So maybe some joke where they joke hungry day. So the clientele, the market is huge. And guess what? We know the limit we market not only for Cameroon. Nigeria next door, we never even shake that market because if we do shoot on that product for this, so it go crazy na crazy. Because hungry day Nigeria seriously. Equatorial Guinea just day only across we. The other day I go south. I go south for some small village for south. They call them KOC. Little I be no say. I know be no say this. So you fit stand for some place inside Cameroon. Look for your right. You see Equatorial Guinea. Look for your left. You see Gabon. Mayor a house for KOC for south. If you stand inside Mayor a compound, you go see Equatorial Guinea for your right. You go see Gabon for your left. So we'll get a huge market where it be available. But the point is, we'll get for raise our sales, our production, may reach that level. So now why that I try as much as possible for invite our brothers and sisters back in diaspora and here in Cameroon, so we'll work together. Second question, how can we be of help? I'll be very happy for that question where he asked him, because I'll be facing only me one at the Siam. I'll be facing only me one at the Siam. I don't even know say this is on put them really see and say this. So would they supposed for begin the put effort, we supposed to begin to initiate things where go absorb this picking the way that they loiter around. I mean, if I to say they picking that they suffer, that one are just an understatement. They are going through hell. Afro Brains Cameroon, what you don't do, would struggle, we'll get a dormitory. I don't rent about a four bedroom apartment somewhere down here where I did recruit them, they stay for inside then they learn food transformation. A couple of them, when they complete, so the ones the way I feel absorb, I made they work with Afro Brains, I they absorb them. So but God so kind, some people actually they come say they want to start their own food transformation. So when I settle those people, they when I build their machines and gear for them, those are customers, no, just general customers. When I don't build those general customers, their machine them, I they recommend some of those picking the way I don't train them. I they recommend them for that for those people the way they can buy a machine. Say this, so this picking don't learn machine. It go be good. Say me you take this picking, arrange for you, you pay something, may you get the house or stay there, and so on and so forth. Now so I disperse them one by one, two by two. So I believe very strongly to say, if our brothers and sisters ask, these are sisters, don't just talk so, it is something where all of us will give a put to hand on deck. Because you see, God exposed me for some situation for Ghana. So I understand exactly the effect and the consequences of war. When I leave Cameroon, before I traveled other places in the world, I be first go Ghana. When I be go Ghana, I be discover something, I be learn something from there. And the thing between I say to you, as a result of those periods in Ghana's history where they be get repeated coup d'etats, you will get a generation, a whole generation for Ghana where they be so undereducated. What will happen, I say, it create a vacuum in their public service. So now one of the reasons, and that way I be actually get a lot of opportunities when I be go Ghana, because I be teach for Ghana as a secondary school teacher before even going to have scholarship out of Ghana and other places in the university and so on. I be get all those opportunities, and why? Because that vacuum, that gap where it be created, that it just happened to be in my age group. It just happened to be in my age group. So now why that I begin that? So what am I saying? I thought say we go in Cameroon, we go get that problem to a very serious one. Some huge gap we can develop inside our system where we will get very few people the way they feel. And maybe the case of Cameroon, we feel to say, well, it not go be general. Why? Because we have our Francophone brothers and sisters way they did it. But guess what? There are things that will be difficult for them to fit in. So we'll still get a handicap. That one be very clear. So I thank this sister, and I wish they others that will join so that we will work together.
We love Chatnite Africa.
Honestly, if some man never ever know what the way angel look like, I think plenty of that angel then for God, one look like you. And here is why I did talk this. Plenty people then they see problem, run up for run. You did like firefighter, you see problem, jump up for jump inside for help people. What do you talk? Tears almost come down my eyes. A bit terrible. Okay. Now, I'll be sorry. If you see, I be travel go Cameroon. If you see the kind suffer where this war, it don't bring for people, it go hard not for boss cry.
Yeah, of course.
Say you did do something about it. Now, Rosemary, it asked some important questions. We go see Rosemary how we fit work triangularly. Chatnite Africa, Rosemary gets up, and you foresee how we fit train more girls them. If Rosemary, the kind of heart way that woman get them, if he decide for pay for train some that girls, those girls them, I'm not gonna be surprised. I know Rosemary personally. Thank you. And anybody where he want for partner with Chatnite Africa, anybody where he want for partner with this angel where we bring them for we show today, make it contact me. We're gonna do everything. Maybe we know if it help everybody, but we'll go help as much as many as we fit doing. Now tell me a little bit, which kind of machine them way you build them? Which kind of machine you build them for do waiting?
Yeah, basically, you know, the food industry is still be very virgin. So I did do two things. I did do, let's just say about three things in one. Because the first thing is you give a first create the opportunity that made the people in Siam. Because you see, look, as we rightly talked from the beginning of the program, not a lot of people they really know about the opportunities and what they for the food industry for Cameroon. But the opportunities then be very huge. So the first thing that for make sure say make people they identify with those opportunities. So we bring out the opportunities by building the machines, demonstrating and showing them. Machines like if you build small machine, if you mold soap. So if you get some maybe some getaway, it learn how to mix soap. All those things in there around teach you how for produce you know, toilet soaps or washing soaps or liquid soap, any of those things. So we'll get a set of machines the way if you do that with. We'll still build machine where if you press oil from granules or oil from egusi, depending on the source of the environment we did it and the raw materials we get easy access to. So we also train them for produce things like macaroni, ching, you know, machine, small machine, the extruder machine, where you do your mixture, we teach them how to do the mixture, and then put them inside the machine, then the machine extrude them, then they dehydrate them, and then package them, and then the final sell them. Then we also teach them how to do, you know, for develop secondary products from primary products like the flours. When we don't produce things like flour, they then take the flour, they produce things like maybe ching, or maybe they produce things like maybe gâteau, all those things, and puff, you know. So all those small things, and we show them, because something like cassava flour, it be very affordable. So the puff they go do with cassava flour, it will be cheaper. If you don't see my advert and for Afrobrains adverts and for Facebook, you'll notice and say, I struggle I fight. Say I fight very hard for make sure say make cassava price it come down for the level where you see Afrobrains is selling. Now we sell cassava flour now around 375 per kilogram. Wheat flour now around 600 and something. When I be just come, price of cassava flour be then around that kind 1,000. So I be crisis, but now how Murphy do? Because we not feed the say this, so many people they use local, and then we know they make effort
for CC, they so made the local the price to come down. So give a struggle. So I start struggle. So finally, God be so kind to I come across people the way they get the same vision. So I get some group for West Province where they get the same vision. They call me. I go for the West Province. I go build this thing. I go build dryer. I go build dryer for their farmhouse. Now the cassava where they harvest now. They dry them for that. They are dryer. They put them inside bags and now they send them. So that one way it send now it be cheaper. Now why did I get the possibility for? Now why did I get the possibility for sell this thing, for sell the cassava for this thing for that price?
I get question for you. Dr. Fon Emmanuel Tata, plenty people in their way they watch you now. Plenty their way they go come watch you later on. Some one them, the husband them die, leave them for back with picking them. They don't get money for take care of that picking them. Some one them, their wives they die, leave them with 3 picking them, they don't know what to do. Some man they now way they watch you, where he don't come out for school because if papa never get, if parents didn't even get means for send them, they continue for school. Plenty suffer they outside. Some want them, maybe because the people they cause them. I want to make you address these people them very practically. What way they fit do? What information you fit share and way fit help this category of people them for suffer outside.
If you rephrase the question.
All right. The question, you hear me fine?
I hear you fine now. Yeah.
Some people in their way, they watch you now, where they come out school, they don't get work. They graduate, even for university, they don't get work. So one in their way, they before like for go for school, but they come out halfway because their parents, they don't get money for them for continue. I know plenty women, them where their husbands, they don't die, we leave them, we picking them for back. Someone, it looks like Dr. Emmanuel, don't be disconnected. When I keep watching, I go play with some nice video, beautiful music, while we wait for you for connect back. When I did watch Chatnite Africa and the broadcast, the Voices of Africa. For this platform, we get Healthline, we get Voices of Africa, when I do watch now, and we get Family Matters, where we talk about families, picking them, divorce problems, marriage problem, and so on. Make when I stay tuned. When I do watch, whether for Facebook, if when I want to watch this broadcast for high definition, make when I go now for YouTube or for internet for watch in high definition when I go enjoy the experience. I want to thank all the people the way they don't contribute. Say, meet this platform, it looks so beautiful, the way it is. I want to also thank my producer, for Nigeria's Roger Fool, where he make this broadcast be heard all over the world for different social media platforms. My name, Divine Chamokong. When I stay tuned, we wait back for Dr. Tata Emmanuel Fon, where they connect live from Africa for come back. While we wait, how about when I take time for drink small cup water, listening to this beautiful music.
Modipo inabola mudima wase Jema musango mo titi no Jemo yebiso siye na itaba mona Pola e pongo nyola bato bese Disima pula pondo ngona moto tade Ngia mito mangila e Disi bese ni soboe Enya kisabe Pondo e moto e Maombo manibole Mongo pene pasie Manyaka mabukiye Mabukingo manyamae Biya mutiti pe di kondi bonye Tata mweyande esumba sumba matanda Amota benamae umawasande Biya mutiti pe di kondi bonye Tata mweyande esumba sumba matanda Amota benamae umawasande Oni uwasonde noipemea Osetelete Ngeya pewa pube Undi mawase Wande pungumbele Nisoma tondima Matsoi mandokie Oni uwasonde noipemea Oh, esetelete ye Ngeya pewa pube Undi mawase Wande pungumbele Nisoma tondima Matsoi mandokie Oni uwa sonde noipemea Oni uwa sonde noipemea Oni uwa sonde iwe Yes sonde di Yes sonde di Ibwa na mweyande De talogo O mati pande kanyama e Kanyama mabiti Yes on dedi Ibam na meyande De salongo O mati pande kanyama e Kanyama mabiti Kanyama mabiti O mati pande kanyama e Kanyama mabiti Kanyama mabiti O mati pande kanyama e Kanyama mabiti Oni uwa sonde noipemea Osetelete Ngeya pewa pube Undi mawase Mwande pungumbele Miso matondima Matoi mandokie Oni uwa sonde noipemea
You, they watch this fine program where the columns say Voices of Africa for Chatnite. My name is Divine Chamakong. My guest today is Dr. Fon Emmanuel Tata. He connect from Yaoundé for Cameroon. Ladies and gentlemen, I get Dr. Fon Emmanuel Tata back for line. I get some very important question for ASCII. Make una all stay tuned. Dr. Fon Emmanuel Tata, I want to make you answer this question to the point and very clearly. Some woman they way they watch you now, where a husband die, leave you with picking them for take care of. Some man picking their way, a wife die, leave you with picking them. So one in day where they don't run war from the northwest or southwest region, them they find themselves for a place where they no be they live ever before. They need to do nothing. Some one day where it just come out university where he no get work for do. Some picking day with brothers and sisters them day way they for like for continue for school. But papa with mama they not get money. I want to make you speak for these people them. Tell them some secrets for how way you be start. I want you to go straight to the point,
Yeah, thank you. First of all, sorry for the connection problem. You know, say for years, so will they ever be very sure?
Yeah, just go straight for the thing, no problem.
Yeah, so what you have to tell them, I say, first thing that for learn a skill. Let us struggle for learn a skill. Afro brains, our doors and be very open for them for come around, for learn a skill. When I talk about learning a skill, I say, now which kind skill they will feel learn, which kind thing they will feel learn and for do with your hands and way you feel do them without having to get plenty money. Because some kind skill then day to where you will learn them, it will require say me you get money before you start do something. But small basic skill then they will you feel learn them just start. Like this puff business where I talk of restaurant, chop there from money there for chopping. A lot.
And when I watch na Chatnite Africa, the program na Voices of Africa, when I go understand why we get a connection problem, now because the call from Yaoundé, now they connect, and the connections for Yaoundé between Yaoundé and the United States no be the best. So we go wait, make Dr. Fon Emmanuel Tata make he come back for line. As soon as he come back for line, I want to make you really answer that question. Because now real problem that way real people that they face, picking them way they not go for school because of war, people them way they've been there for Anglophone Cameroon, now they're there for inside the Yaoundé villages, someone in there for Ndikinimiki, someone in there for other villages them for I don't know where, someone in the inside villages for Nigeria, suffer with the video where I don't sound for it break my heart. So now the reason that way I've been decide say, I go ask you that same question, make you respond. The purpose for do this broadcast for Pigeon. Now say, mommy, sister, uncle them, no need forget sabi big book for grammar for fit understand what way we did do for here. I want to thank all that people them way, the support we, because for do audiovisual broadcasting like I do so, it no be cheap. People they don't jump in, say divine, what way I see them, now what way it go help people. Which kind of help you need? Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Fon Emmanuel Tata, he don't come back for line. I go ask you that same question. So, sir, you go repeat the answer. The question where I ask you. Now say that woman where a husband don't die, leave you back with picking them. That man where a wife don't die, leave you with picking them. That picking them where they for like for continue for school, they get sense plenty. But they no fit continue for school because family no get money. And so on and so forth. That picking way, it just come out university, it no get work. That civil servant, that man will be the work for government. Now he don't come out work, he go like for do something for earn money. Question, what today way, if it do for make life, make it be easier for you, for put chop for picking for table, for chop for family for table. What advice you give for these people then?
Yeah, I think the first thing where I'll talk very briefly and I'll say, make the struggle for get themselves for an environment where they feel learn a skill, where they feel learn something where they feel do with their two hands, because it will help them a lot. And the kind of skill where you won't go learn and to, it be very important. You get to ask yourself the question. Say, when you finish learn that skill, when I don't finish learn that handwork, so you get way where you go start something on your own. You get to put down for your mind before you choose the kind of handwork for learner. Who does them for Afro Brains? It be open for way. If you come for Afro Brains, we will teach you about these skills and way if you help for get chop from farm, transform them for some way you feel produce some value. Even in a puff you want start for do them something and the way you feel do them for way people they go buy and find. Even if na biscuit you want to do, we will teach you how to do them. Na soap you want to do, we will teach you how to do them. Na for do packaging. If you want to learn how to make people their product, the people don't already produce their product, but you want to learn how to make so that product they find where if they put them for supermarket so people they go buy them, we will teach you how to do that one. If you want to learn how for do welding, for do machine building, for learn how to build small machine, then we will also teach you to how to do that one. And all those skills and ones the way when you finish, you will be able to forget something where if you do and where if you feed yourself. So those and be very open. When they come, we will talk with them, we'll look at their particular cases. You know, some of them there for where we feel gladly work with them. Some of them they will feel recommend them when we don't train them. We feel recommend them for other places in medical work. Some of them they way they feel also be so good way we go feel get people the way they go feel invest in them and so on. So possibilities and they may they not be discouraged. May they be very open and then they come make we talk. Not just Afro Brains, be the other companies and other initiatives and they around, but who does and be always very open way. They feel always come. But we give them this training because we understand these difficult moments. We understand say now time we get for make extra effort. And behold, most of this category of persons and we you don't mention and so a good number of them only come and we don't work with them and we wish say we will continue to do more and more because you see would even think only about those way maybe they get into those unfortunate situations. Some then they go school normally, so complete school, but they still no direction for go. Some then complete safe now university, but they don't get direction for go, and so on and so forth. So as a matter of fact, we get to solve. I get a good number of students for where they did dormitory. They were now students the way they don't complete for university. They study up to food science, but if you show them one machine, they don't first feel recognize them and all those things. So if they are wish they will begin to work together. These ones the way they don't learn maybe some theory. As they walk along, they train along with the ones the way they never get even the theory nor the practicals. They go to teach and learn and work with each other as we smoothen the whole surface. They go at the end of the day, or at the end of the training period, we will get a collection of Cameroonians, of youths where they be productive, where they feel transform their natural environment into something where it be sellable, marketable in both in Cameroon and abroad. So now we highest desire that for create out of Cameroonians that ability to make value out of your natural environment, that ability to change your natural environment, make it better, leave it better than you met it. I think that's the basic principle. So it is our wish. So our doors are always open.
We love Chatnite Africa.
Dr. Von Emmanuel Tata, some people they don't chop njangi. Njangi for Francophone Cameroon, they call them say tongtin. For West Africa, Liberia, and so on, some people they call them say osusu, some people they call them say susu. Some man don't chop njangi. He did check his head say, it did so. Na kind of which business where I fit start, where it go put money for my pocket. So my question for you, where it go help those people them where they chop njange, where they contribute njange for start small business. Now say, yes, you don't chop the njange. How you fit get for determine the kind thing where you go do them, where it go give you profit?
Yeah, I mean, those category of persons, I feel to say they be very fortunate if they watch this program, because we'll get quite a good number of initiatives then where they fit come, we work together for see how they fit invest into themselves. Because the first thing I'll tell them for do now for get a skill. When you get a skill, it no go cost you too much for invest in an idea where it will bring you money at the end of the day. When you don't get a skill, it will cost you about 10 times or 100 times the amount where you will spend on. So the first step now for them for can learn a skill, whatever skill they go learn, it will be dependent on the environment where they accommodate. Because you see, the idea now for create value out of their natural environment. The idea now for see who say the fee get started with which way they get in their environment. You're not supposed for, if you don't need for own the environment, but the fact that you get the possibility for be for that environment, you feel still see which way you feel use them for that environment where you did it for get started. So if you get so small money where you don't maybe get them from Jangi, not be scared. First thing, come and learn a skill. When you learn a skill, then we go point to a raw material where you go be able for acquire them and then teach you how to transform them and then help you how to get the machine so that you go be an independent person, and we'll go to coach you through. Because one thing now for be able for produce the finished product, another thing now for be able for market them, another thing now for be able for sell them, and another thing now for be able for receive feedback for improvement. So it be very important. It gets step by step. We will take you through all these steps so that when you want to become an independent person, you too will be able for help another person somewhere. So the chain, it will continue.
I get one question for ask you, then I go open the lines for phone calls. Somebody want for call, I go open the line for phone calls after the question where I go ask and you answer them. Some time ago, I come out Bali, all man know. Some farmer them, they send me the pictures for tomatoes where they don't farm plenty tomatoes. And Bali is just an example. If it be for Santa, if it be for Mankon, if it be for Southwest, if it be for any part of Cameroon, or even for Africa. I just take Bali as an example because they be send me this basket for fat tomato. Sometimes they harvest na cabbage, sometimes na carrots. They take this thing, they go market, they no fit sell all. The rest be left for rotten. How you fit help, how Afro brains fit help that kind of people, make that people then do how?
Yeah, I mean, would you work with a lot of groups then? Would you work with so many groups then where we get more than 200 groups where would you work with them? Where what would you do now say, when we see say they get access to certain raw materials and we transform them into finished product, would you organize with them? You don't need for harvest and the struggle to go to for market for go sell them. Which way would you just do now say, would you arrange with them when once they harvest them, would you just take and kind of a factory, come transform them? When we transform them to finished product, then if we distribute and we sell them, then we'll finance them for their next transformation. We know and this will be very important. We know just buy we finish products from we group them. So would they accompany them? When I say accompany them, I mean would they also provide them with seeds? And I need make farmers the way they do Cameroon, especially me they get this very clear. Not buy any seed where they call an F1 from anywhere. Because my brother, this issue of seeds is a prison where it is it's an environmentally very destructive thing. And I think this is why they sing them for the farmers. Why? Because you see, these seeds, the way they so-called F1 seeds, now an addiction where they want to use them for destroy our agricultural environment. We'll get natural seeds the way they do well for Cameroon. For some reason, there are certain forces where they try to push genetically modified seeds into Cameroon. But we are fighting that. We fight them with all strength, because I know very well which way GM seeds if you do. Might just talk in one sentence.
Yes, briefly, because we want to open the
GM
lines for phone
seeds,
calls.
when we buy GM seeds, which way they happen, I say it. When you buy GM seeds, you cultivate them, you go get harvest the first year. That's which way they call and say the first generation. When you harvest that generation where you don't plant them, harvest them, so they sift them from them. If you plant them again, now maybe or maybe not, where you go grow. Where it shows it, if it be say it no grow, it shows you get for go back for the person will be buy the other seed them, the F1 seed them for you go buy them again, can sell them, can plant them. Which way mean I say it? It means say if we make and we soil them, be used to the GM seeds and they reject our natural seeds. It means say we all land for Cameroon. Now that people already they say we that GM seed now they own them. That's in that way it mean.
Okay,
All farmland for Cameroon, now them own them. We have it own them. When we go for them for go buy seeds, they go ask you, so you cultivate this seed now for what size of land? You go say maybe 2 hectares. When you say 2 hectares, they will say, okay, we'll get seed for 2 hectares. But when you plant this seed for 2 hectares, because you did so you don't get you seed. And if I don't give you seed, you don't get seed for plant them. I give you this seed where I give you so. When you plant them, you must bring me 3/4 of the harvest. You don't hear? Say yes. Now so we don't become slaves forever.
Okay.
We will continue to cultivate the dash now then.
The point don't being taken. So I want to just ask you, Dr. Ngwanyam, Nick Ngwanyam there on the line from Douala. So if I understand you very well, you talk, say, the people the way they suffer a lot of post-harvest loss. Tomato go market, you know, if you sell them all your rotten cabbage, the same, or sugarcane corn, if they contact you, when I fit help them for Afro Brains Cameroon for direct them on what to do. Correct? Yes or no?
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay. Now, right now, Dr. Ngwanyam, there for line from Douala. Hello, Dr. Ngwanyam.
Much Divine for asking me this very important question. What do we have to do to transform Cameroon or other African nations into a workshop just like China? It's very, very easy. It's very easy. What has to be done is easy. But I guess doing it is where it's difficult, and there's been no will to do what is right. If we step back a little bit, I keep saying that we have to understand how the world functions. If we don't understand how the world functions, we can never correct ourselves or see our errors and correct ourselves so that we can move ahead. Now, what I've been telling a lot of people on social media and on television is that the world, I conceive the world to be like a fan, a fan with 3 blades. And don't forget that a fan is hooked up to electricity, and it's the amount of electricity that gets into the fan that determines at what speed the fan would turn. And on one of the blades of the fan, you would write politics.
I want to make sure that you are getting Dr. Ngwanyam. Are you getting him? Are you getting Dr. Ngwanyam?
The volume is a little low, so I can get him clearly.
Okay, let's see.
Third blade, you would write development. And the electricity that comes into the fan to turn it is the energy. So in life, the energy that makes any system work, because your home is a system, your company where you work is a system, the nation is a system, a ministry is a system, whatever, things function according to those systems, and these 3 things are always present in the system: politics, economics, and development. And when we don't understand how these things are interconnected, then we'll never get it right. So when we're talking about politics, we are talking about two things, A and B. A is the policies that we've adopted in the system, what we agree to do and what we agree not to do. Those are the policies, the laws or the guiding principles in the institution or whatever, the laws in the country. What should we do and what should we not do? Number two, the part B of that is, once you've agreed that there's something you've got to do, then make sure you do it. If you're going to say that there should be no corruption, then make sure there's no corruption. You cannot say there should be no corruption, then you allow corruption to thrive. It doesn't work like that. Then part B is economics. Economics is how do you create wealth? How do you create money? How do you use your resources to create wealth, money, and to satisfy people's needs? The third, the B part of it is how do you use the wealth or the money that you've created? How do you use your resources? So if you are not, if you don't have a robust systems for creating wealth, for adding value to systems so that you can make money, and then using that money intelligently so that you don't waste it, using your resources properly so that you don't waste them. If you cannot make those things happen, then of course you'll always be a loser. Then part D, or rather part C, is we're dealing with development. And each time we are talking about development, we are talking about two things. We are talking about development of physical structures, and then part B is development of the human being. When we say development of the physical structures or logistics, we are thinking of housing, roads, airports and planes, shipping, electricity, internet, computers, your cars, I don't know what, just about anything that you can put your hand on. Housing, railways, hospitals, food, so once we understand that all these three things must go together and that the education must allow for these things to function well, then we begin to find out if the systems are not working well, then we have to look into the education. The failure would always be from the education. And when we're talking about education, the kind of education that China took upon herself, or the kind of education you see in Singapore, or the kind of education that the American government had to impose on her people in 1957 when they were beaten by the Russians on the space race. You see, it is the education that goes, number one, with discipline and character, and then number two, it has to be STEM, about 80% STEM: science, technology, engineering, economics, and mathematics. So there will be leadership and management in all of that. So these are the things that make things work. And in a country like Cameroon or other African countries, we have to look into our education and correct our education. Our education is faulty. It doesn't pay attention to what is important to get industries to run. We tell, our education allows us to tell a lot of stories, but we cannot change water into wine. That's our greatest problem. Our education lacks engineering and technology and capacities to create and produce anything. We can't manufacture anything. So our economies are lopsided. We sell raw materials and we import all the finished goods, and it's even worse because we go ahead to import things like rice and fish, toothpicks that we can do ourselves. So it's very unfortunate. So if we want Africa to move forward, we have to do what I think it's Lee Wang Hu or something, or the president, the prime minister of Singapore, what he did. That's the kind of thing we want to do to ourselves. We have to do what the Americans did in 1959. We have to do what the Chinese did, bring in our own diaspora, and make sure that we change our school systems and make sure that we have industries that work. Incidentally,
that was Dr. Nick Ngwanyam. I asked him the question, say, what the way we fit do, what the Africa fit do for be the workshop of the world like China? Dr. Tata, it perhaps embarrass you say, plenty African countries that they complain say war there for Ukraine, they not fit chop. It embarrass you. We get sun, we get rain, we get soil. So I hope say the African leaders, when they go for Russia now, they complain, they beg Putin, move cap for hand, put them, they beg, he say, I beg, stop that war so I'm more chop for Africa. That's some shameful thing that it embarrass you definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be very embarrassing because you see, if you even look at the data, the
And now the
agricultural
phone,
data.
let me just, I'm sorry for interrupting you. My phone line is open 240-603-7367. 240-603-7367. If you dial this number, the entire world will be hearing you. The phone line is open. Yes, go on, Dr. Tata.
Yes. So I say it'd be very embarrassing, because you see, if you look at even the data we'll get for Cameroon here, when it comes to agriculture, you see, the funny thing is, Cameroon, they produce about 5 million tons of cassava and about the same quantity of plantains, about 30 to 40 million tons, 30,000 tons of sweet potatoes and so on. So would you lose about 30 to 40% of these products each year? You feel imagine, say, if we produce about 5 million tons of cassava, we'll just take cassava alone, they would lose about 30 to 40%. If you take 30 to 40% off, then sometimes when people they talk these statistics, people when they talk about say with the post-harvest loss, people they need to understand the quantum. But when you get the statistics, you'll be baffled. You will be very, very shocked. Imagine 30 to 40% of 5 million tons what the producer. That is just cassava. Take the same 30 to 40 million, 30 to 40% off of the same 5 million tons of what of plantains. Just those two, you'll see say we have millions of tons of flour we will be producing locally. But surprisingly, Cameroon they import about 1 million tons of wheat flour. You'll see say it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. On the other hand, Cameroon they spend about 5 billion each year for buy toothpick where they take and move food for city.
Right.
But the factory where it produce toothpick, it will be up to half of that money. I'm talking about the factory for set up that factory where you go produce them all over for several years. It will be up to half of that money. So you see, say in most of the things they know they add up. Some of these African presidents they act in ways where it be very frightful because it be like they act now in a different realm, not be in this physical realm, because the add up the actions, the add up. Africa get a lot of human resources. Then Cameroon na 60% youths the way they be less than 25 years old. Now which kind of labor would define now for use and for cultivate? We'll get people there for Cameroon. They always sing say this so we'll get for import technology. People in the Cameroon they build all these machines, but they use them for the way they use them get the energy for do the work with the machines, with the small machines. Even without the machines, they feel be able to do them. But the point is, why be say we not invest in our youth? Why we not give we use them the quality of education, as Dr. Nick Bijodi indicated? Why we not give we use them the quality of education where they need them for develop value out of this agriculture where you get them? Because if you go China, you go be shocked. You go enter inside of my house, you'll see one room na fish pond. I mean, for story building, you see the technology where they put, they do fish pond on the surface of a floor. Now Chinese them develop that concept because most of them is staying for story building them. So they get one fish go rent on one apartment. So when only fish pond and the inside, I'm talking about inside story building. Now fish pond and the inside.
Jim Francis, he don't teach for China. He watch this show from China. He don't teach for China for many years. I sure say he understand. He know what the way you talk about. The question they want to ask you, because you see, it'd be very easy for we for say, okay, government need to do anything, so now government afford. My question is this, because the reason I ask you this question, I see people that cultivate wheat for parts of the Northwest region. And I sure say if you go for Southwest, if you go for Bafoussam, Western Province region, you go for far north, you go see plenty areas where they cultivate the same thing way with the government They allow people, they import them. Now, if you look for Uganda, Museveni don't did it for 38 years, they go 39 years. So if you be wait for government, you probably go wait for 39 years. For Cameroon, Paul Biya don't did it for 40 years. So if you've been fold your arms, they wait for government, you go to wait now for 40 years. Sassou Nguesso for Congo, he don't did it for God knows how long. So the question I want to ask you, much as the problem there, part of it being which way government get for do, what way people fit do them, what somebody fit do. Because I don't go advise anybody for wait, say when that kind government where you want, it don't come, then before you do something, what you fit do? Why you not be wait for government? Afro Brains Cameroon.
Yeah, actually, you see, I not be me a fan of those where I not be very interested in party politics. Me, I feel stay me for country where it no matter who be president, as long as you get the idea, then way if you work on. Now, why that I always tell people, they say the best thing for do now for invest in agriculture for every community. Because if every community, look, agriculture, this is a power where government self no fit control them. Now the power that will get and way be left. Now say people they never reason out yet. Agriculture now the power where human beings them still get and be left. If they take the power of agriculture, our ability for plant chop, it grow, we harvest them by our own power. Because my talk something, people they don't know say this. So for plant chop, it grow, you harvest them. Now another way for print money. Now way that for print money, because once you don't plant one seed for down, that seed don't multiply into maybe 1,000 seeds. Now already money that way don't print them. So if it be say we use our power of agriculture very well, we multiply that factor very well. You go see say each community feed day for way if it sustain itself. And that power be very important. My wish now say make community them, even at the very way it happened for China, communities that they come together, they put their resources together, they invest them on their environment and they create value out of it. Now they approach that way. I feel say we as communities that we're supposed to begin to get used to doing. And I'll be very happy because I believe say some communities that they do them already, especially with this insecurity way it happened for Northwest and Southwest. So a lot of communities the way they run meet up for inside Yaoundé and Douala, they organize themselves very well. They do their things and very well. And that is a very good thing. And I want to encourage, especially those are brothers and sisters in diaspora. See me, they not just fold their arms. They get a major part for playing. Because you see, we are social beings. We human beings, we are social beings. If we do not live our lives to fulfill something beyond ourselves, our lives no will get an essence. The best way to give our life an essence now for live beyond ourselves. Let us begin to always always put in mind these young people the way God be don't bless we say they be born with before. We don't go through school, we don't travel all over the whole place. You know, someone like me, I don't travel, I just got bored and tired. I just decided to come back, really be of positive impact because I see how picking that is suffer for years. So I see how the day for street. If you come for your own day, so you go for street for night, you see the way they suffer for day, you know, go sleep. You know, you go struggle for see what you if you do. Now, why that they encourage brothers and sisters of diaspora say, may we work together, may we see what you if you do, forgive the little help. In me, this issue say president, this president, that president is not important because most often than not, they are not very different. Now the ideas and the initiatives where we put them together, some of the politicians, maybe they go recognize and say, what you will do, it be good. Then they will give the push we will need them. But if we not do that initial work within ourselves, if we not come together, because when we come together, we'll be powerful. If we come together, we'll feel control, even that minister then. When we come together, we'll feel control, even that president will come. The most important thing is the people that recognize themselves together. The unfortunate thing we are discovering in the case of Cameroon, I say our educational system be de-engineered for make sure say make Cameroonians they not work together. Me, I don't teach out of Cameroon for several countries, several syllabuses, several educational systems. I don't understand one basic stuff. The philosophy of education in Cameroon is very bad. They just need to scrap the thing off. Okay. Because take for example.
Okay, summarize that point, please.
Yes, take for example the notion of competitive exam. Even for primary school, they still compete between them. They still put them number 1, number 2, number 3. For China, they need to do and so. For China, they just use class average and then they indicate where you don't pass or you don't fail. And when they do their assignment, they do it in group. When they give classwork, they do it in group. Which way they do with the engineer the picky in mind? Inside the picky in mind, it grow. Me, I teach. I train a robotic team for China, so they come out 3rd in China. What I'm talking about is 3rd in China. You know what it mean for your robotic team for become 3rd in China? You know China. You know what they do for robotics. You know what they know for engineering. If your team, my school, I will teach high school robotics. They come 3rd. What do you mean? I say, I build a team with the picking them. The team spirit it be strong. So. I should know sometimes how they look the picking that they work together. So how did they communicate? How did they interact? How did they change knowledge? How did they transfer knowledge? I be very, very jealous. Okay. Why I be jealous? Now me, I train them, but I be jealous because I did think about picking them for Cameroon. I say, where how Cameroonians are not be get this kind of spirit for work together so that we will build a better Cameroon. So that's always been a thing. I think we can do better and we should do better.
We love Chatnite Africa.
Somebody be called me from Bali. We've been getting the same conversation. He's saying that true, say government need to do nothing. But government never ever stop you someday for go harvest a farm, for go farm. He say, Brother Divine, if I tell you how many buckets of beans where me and my wife, we have the harvest from we farm for Bali, it go shock you. He said, if I tell you how many bags of corn where me and my wife with the harvest for farm for Bali, it go surprise you. So I want to tell you, say, if you get for commode for clean your backside house, you no go wait, say, they Paul Biano there for power. You go clean up. Somebody there for line. Hello.
Good afternoon, Brother Divine.
Good afternoon. How for you?
I did wonderful.
Go straight for your question.
I just want to say, Dr. Tata, you've been another prophet again. We don't see for Chatnite Africa. You don't already answer all the questions that I had at the beginning of my mind. And I just have a comment to add to what we talk. You know, you talk how you be able to bring Pekin for China together. How we bring our own Pekin there? Because I thought so because I come from here, my military are there. Teamwork. They teach people how we work together as a team, come together as a team. How do we begin to bring young Cameroonians as a team to work together? I know you don't really talk about that point. Can you emphasize more on how do we begin to bring as a team so we can collaborate together? I mean, because teamwork is what wins the game.
All right.
My comment that, and let's go on.
Thank you so much. And the person we call now my director for transmission, Mr. Mumbalingwa. Yes, just very briefly, because one open phone line for many people. Teamwork, how people fit go about
teamwork in the context.
Even maybe the inside quarter, the beginning, the commerce code, they no get work. How the fit come about? What if it be the fuel, the petrol, where it go make me they say we go rise up. Get with destiny for our own hands and not keep waiting and complaining about government. Because probably if you go tomorrow, another one come, you go wait for 40 years or 15, 20 years before you start. Now, answer the question.
Yes, you know, the first way we'll take them for work as a team, I say, we'll get for first recognize our strengths and our weaknesses. You know, we're not going to act like we be able to do everything. You see, I come out abroad, I come back for Cameroon, maybe because I get the world's money. Not because I get all the land where I can cultivate, I go produce, and then I go sell. Not because I get all the skills, but not because I believe, say somehow I go be able to build a team where you go do the work. And so far, so good. The farmers, the way they day in the localities, them where they work with them, they understand the vision. They see they saw their own role in that team now for produce. And when they produce, they send them for we. When we transform, we send them for market. And they also, the teamwork, it be in several dimensions. You get politicians, you get people in the market, you get even the consumers, you get our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. I actually talked a few minutes ago about how I want to team up for see how we scale such production. The future of Afro Brains and Sewiti, when we get transformation units in all regional headquarters. When we get transformation unit in every regional headquarter, Cameroon get already a map of where the production areas, certain crops do well in certain places. For each of these places, if we have a transformation, instead of busing granules from the north to Yaoundé, what do? We transform it where it is. Instead of transferring tomatoes from Santa to Yaoundé, what do? We transform it where it is, such that every regional headquarter is going to become a main production unit for those crops that do well in those places. That is teamwork. And our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, I mean, it is no secret that while you are living in the US or you are living somewhere else, when you work, you have financial reward. Is it possible for them to form a team with people who are working back home so that they can invest in some of these businesses and push it forward? Why? Because our financial institutions in Cameroon are still very weak. They are also desperately asking for help. But can our brothers abroad begin to come together and look at how they can build financial
asking for the number.
strength?
The person knows my number already. I don't know why he's asking. The number to call is 240-603-7367. The number where you fit call me now. Now 240-603-7367. If you're there for America or for Canada, you don't need for call. You don't need for call WhatsApp. Just call me directly, and the entire planet go hear you. Take your farm, your destiny for your hand. I see something where you talk. I'd love to talk for you because of the passion, the fire way it did for your belly. What will be the role of passion for fight challenges, for beat the odds? Speak to me about your passion.
Yeah, you see, my passion, it be first of all, be derived from the fact, say, I get a desire for achieve something beyond myself. You see, I come from a very humble background, which has played a lot. Wait, now you don't play a lot on me. You know, I come from a very humble background, and this my background. It contained a lot of challenges. So sometimes when I look at myself, I say, hey, I will get this many challenges. When I be still in school, I don't believe say this, so I go fit surmount all these challenges. So when I be able for surmount most of those challenges, I start look at more challenges, because I don't become now it be like an overcoming machine. For where I just feel like other people in the way they feel weak as I be when I be still, be the fisher and be able. So try to see how to empower them.
Just hold your thought. Hello. Now, Chatnite Africa, when I follow right now, and the program, The Voices of Africa. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, please. What would be your question? Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
You go speak for Pidgin. You go speak for Pidgin today, not for Nak Pidgin.
Okay, may I talk for Pidgin now? Okay, I thank you plenty for coming for this program. You get plenty good ideas. You get plenty good idea where it don't drive my motivation for contribute something to ask you questions. So
what be your question?
Your question, they say, this wonderful thing where you want to come do so for Cameroon, or we plan for do. Now say, you don't take into consideration the political and social atmosphere of the country before you want can do the kind of investment. Because when you come for do this type of thing and you ignore the problems where we face right now, the Anglophone problem, you feel face some serious challenges the way will be possible for you to achieve the goal. Now all that. You don't think about that, now my question that.
Thank you so much. And thing we want to watch today, na Chatnite Africa, the program, na Voices of Africa. Afro Brains, just so that make the person we the call make you know they still go now for Cameroon. You day for Cameroon. You they make machines there for Cameroon. Do so many things there for Cameroon. So they still hope now go for Cameroon. But very important, all the same, what you will talk. When you be one for launch into manufacturing of machines, when you want to abandon your job like teacher, your profession like teacher, for become the maker of things, be the worry about the political atmosphere, the economic atmosphere. You be the worry about that because she don't hear from America and the excuses way are the here, rightly or wrongly, but now what are hear from some people then. Be fear those challenges? The landscape?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Will be Land Rover.
No. The thing is, adversity. I'd always say adversity now always an environment where growth they take place. No growth, no day where it take place out of adversity. Adversity is a reason for growth. You see aeroplane, the one take off. The reason where aeroplane, the speed, it go on a runway. At that time where the aeroplane, the take off for move on maximum speed in the air. Now, because it get a maximum adversity from under part. Now that adversity to make the aeroplane, it take off. So adversity plays a very central role in the success of most initiatives. Remember, say during adversity, in a time where competition to be the least, during adversity, in a time where you get the opportunity for even make mistake and come back to your mistake and still correct them and still continue. So adversity is always a part of the whole thing. Another reason being, I say, sometimes they way for life where you get for make a decision for where get for the fear all these some of these things because you get for ask yourself say the people the way they stay for Cameroon they gain a magic. They don't get magic as long as there are people where they stay for Cameroon. You go still go do the people that for Cameroon they eat no fine. Even for war zone people in the way they chop and the two way I be the plan for can do or the two way I one can do be na food. So if you be say food they available, even if the political issue don't have people they go to chop. So that one will not be an excuse, Sometimes when you want to do something, especially when for humanity, you if you begin think develop second thoughts, you will discover say you will ever achieve anything. So that one will not be just cross my mind at all. However, I be always think say this, so no matter what the situation be, if we get the means for do the production, we will produce them. Even if not for begin divide and for people them as divide the products for people them as aid and all those things, it will still be a part of the whole thing. Because at the moment, as we speak, if we cultivate, we can work with the World Food Program where they distribute food for refugees and all those things. So there's always way all those things and the function. So God gave a plan anyway. Maybe I talk this one so now my own mob I take and talk and they maybe not God the plan video happens and so they or are you trying to explain them? Science now how things happen, not why things happen.
Thank you so much. Honestly, I like the analogy. I love the analogy for airplane. Because of adversity, it fly. It takes somebody away. He don't do physics for people so explain them. Now, I want you to prepare for your last word in bullet point format, straight point. After this video, I'm going to bring you back on the platform for conclude with something powerful. When I watch Voices of Africa right now, we'll go bring back with speaker momentarily for come conclude. I get some nice video. Maybe I don't miss what I want for show right now. By the way, with the broadcast for internet, for the whole wide world, in high definition. We also broadcast it for YouTube in high definition. And some big changes them way it come for Chatnite Africa. I go announce something now, make word now, stay tuned. Something big and sweet, it come. We want for serve now, make things so easy for now. We go pair up with Afro Bruins Cameroon, with the people them way, they open hand like Rose Mary Ngets Bloom for see how we feel help those with sister them way, those with brothers they run war. I see we girls they prostitute for the while they hurt my heart. When I see I talk for this program, I start for cry because it hurt my heart plenty. My picking the owner girls. Those girls will do for picking my own picking them, if it be your own picking them for whichever way you did, they watch the show. If you watch this show for YouTube, please show we love, support we. The only support we need from you that for click the subscribe button. We don't line up. I know we broke that secret right now. Meanwhile, so let's enjoy this video, and I will be right back in a few minutes. Africa's voice to the world. Chatnite Africa, Africa's voice to the world. You will always be at the center of what we do at Chatnite Africa. That is why we have 3 programs running on the platform: Family Matters, Voices of Africa, and Healthline. Unfortunately, Facebook is not inclined to ours publish the topics we carry and how we choose to discuss them. I'm therefore asking you to run to YouTube or the internet, www.chatniteafrica.net. Once our shows hit the airwaves, there you will watch the shows uninterrupted. We fiercely believe in the independence of journalism and will not betray the trust you have in us under any circumstances. Let me take this opportunity to thank those who have continued to deploy their resources so that this platform look the way it is. Dazzling. Meanwhile, if you want to support our operations, this venture, you can reach us at chatniteafrica@gmail.com or simply call me. Bread and butter, kitchen table, and pocketbook issues will remain front and center of what we do on this platform. Thank you. My name is Divine Chamukon. Okay, and we have somebody on the line. Hold on, I'm bringing Dr. Tatam Emmanuel Fon on the line to take your question. Hello there, this is Emma Daiga on the line from Maryland. Hello, Emma.
Yes, Divine.
Yes, everybody on the planet is listening to you. What's your question?
I'm not getting a question, but I want to say I thank Mr. Dr. Tata plenty and you, because each time we dial for chat night, I did hear people that they bring BB grammar, and they see country people that they try for talk like white man at the cover. But I don't know whether Dr. Tata don't talk to me when I talk for pidgin, or now you talk to me when I talk for pidgin, because this topic when I talk them today, the people where they will make it work, they'll be big book people. And at the one best chat night Africa, say one time, then they play program like this one where everybody go understand. Because me, I be person where I like to promote mommy them and papa them where they not be go plenty school and near. So Dr. Tata, I thank you plenty because me I don't pay so I didn't want me for pack my back, follow you, come and go to work with farm because I don't hear the one enter my head. And I will take this news, go for a group of 160 mommy them where they don't know their head again about the things, say all things don't seem for Cameroon, so they still come back. So,
wow.
Thank you plenty.
That is Emma Daiga calling from Hagerstown in Maryland. Yes, my Emma Daiga, as we call you from Maryland. Believe me, this woman, now one of the women, them like gets up rosemary way, it get hard for gold. I never see woman way, you know, get plenty, but every little thing way they get them, it is share them with the IDPs where they did for Nigeria. It don't show me videos for people where they suffer inside Calabar, they suffer inside, I just see some boss and cry. Emma Daiga, may God bless you for what you do. You don't pledge, I will send you short excerpts for this broadcast. We're gonna make you send them, make you share them, that they share Bali Granada like we talk for Cameroon. Yes, now we must end this show. Any good thing get an end. I for fit stay here with Dr. Tatam von Emmanuel for another 2 hours, but and the story never go finish. So, what will be the points where you go want make people them for the category way I don't mention them? Where you know one, even if they forget name for Chatnite, even if they forget your name, Dr. Tatam von Emmanuel, even if they forget my name, Divine Chamokong, they no go forget those points. You get 2 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, the first thing where I would like to talk now, say, especially first to the youth population, because Cameroon, it be plagued with a lot of youths. I will get a lot of youths inside town, then now it is suffer very much. So when they on top bike, they broke their food them every now and then. They don't see the bike because the money, you go see someone go walk, maybe like 100,000 this week, the next week food broke. He go carry all that 100,000, go borrow so I add on top. So I want to tell them, say, I beg una learn a skill. The world where we did now, you know, they like the world before. Cameroon is still there for the level where we get a lot of knowledge. Any man get knowledge. So the problem not be for over school where you get for overgo. The most important thing now the skills the way you go learn them. Make sure so you learn skills then. Now those skills then go feed you. No be that certificate. Certificate not just authorization. Now when you want join maybe public service, if you are planned for your mind, now for join public service or for work under somebody, you go even these days for work under some person self, you will still need the skills. So I beg una get skills. And talking about skills, one of those things the way una fit start by una self na agriculture. So una look into agriculture, una go see say this so opportunities and they plenty. For some reason, our educational system not the one for teach we this thing so much. I don't know why it be say English and French, it be compulsory for schools, but agriculture not be compulsory. It no make sense. So una check them. When una don't check and finish, una learn a skill. One of those skills, because una look all the people una see around now, they chop every day. Put down that from the head. They chop every day. But that book where you learn, so not be all my way there around you need that book. What's there for that book where you go, that European history where you go learn them. That forum to where you go learn them. How many people then there around you where they need them? They need them for waiting. They need them for waiting. That big English where you go learn
War of Independence.
That big English where you go learn them. That big French where you go learn them. Literature where you go learn them. All that people there around you where you work every day. So who need them? No man don't need them. But everybody they eat every day. So the opportunities then for the food industry for Cameroon. And then they talk say now only for Palava Chopo. When I say food industry, plenty in the day is food industry. You get marketing of food products. You get sales of food products. The richest people in the world now mentality that way Cameroonians don't get them. Cameroonians and feel say my way they say a poor man or my way they say na my way no money and those and the richest people in the world now sales people them. Now my way knows how we buyers and they knows how we goods and they know they even move money sometimes. It just can't say okay, you sell it in how much you give the price. It come go find man for buy them. It can make your own money for inside. Sometimes the profit pass you or you get the goods. As a matter of fact, so Cameroonians are open on our head. Now the first thing that they go for the youths say the wall they now the wall of skills. Not be the wall of knowledge. Big book, not the feed people, you know, the put you on the table. Secondly, to all the young girls, I can say in town, opportunities in day for una for start una own small business. Whether na small restaurant, una get for know. If you want to start something, no say any successful business, it get something value where you get for Adam. No just go start the do two way people run the do it go hard for you for create a difference or make a difference. There must be something where you get for do and way it not be common. And that thing now when you come for training, when you come, we doesn't be open for Afrobrains. Afrobrains, what you do now? So we want be of positive impact to society. We'll be conscious say una day for day. So moon and no fear for contact Afrobrains. Tell we about una story. We go sit together, we go see what you for do. Then we'll farmers away the day for bush where they cultivate, chop. They don't know side for keep them. Una call Afrobrains. We will see what you will do for see how we transform them. If it be said that for we for leave the chop may spoil, we better transform them, then make it no spoil, then begin see how we will sell them small. Together we will even sell them. Because even for that on a community, you know, on a daily so people then they need even na tomato, they need the finished product, na tomato powder, na tomato paste, na pepper powder, na pepper paste, na cassava. They need the product for chopper, na cassava flour, na waiting, they need them. So the first thing I will present them because now harvest season this we talk so now harvest season. So plenty they chop the spoil now during this harvest season. So una no hesitate for get in touch with us. If una don't discover say una chop don't start spoil for farm, una call we will arrange, can harvest them, transform them, then save the future.
I want to talk again. Say if you don't read your Bible, so you don't know how we end your look like. I don't bring when I want today. Me when I no talk when I be here. Because honestly, the truth I say, I don't interview plenty of people there for my professional life. I know see a lot of people that they think with like you, where they come with such fire for inside stomach, such passion. And you talk one thing where people get for remember very, very well. The world today, it be driven by skills. And because of that, I go bring somebody where he get PhD for America. He don't ditch that PhD. He go work farm for this America where they did. If they talk for you with PhD for Cameroon or for Africa, say me go work farm, you go talk for the man to tell you to say he don't craze. May I tell you one thing? Time for COVID, where all my be locked down. Man, they go far outside of America. People will still there for inside house. They chop. So whether na war they go on or na party they go on, people go chop. It means that if you invest in farming, carry your cutlass with hope, take your woman, you there for village and go for farm, that farm no go ever lie you. Finally,
of course,
GCE results just come out. GCE, some people get 7 papers, 5 papers for A-level, 10 plus, and so on. That on a knowledge, no be skills. Now, congratulate people who didn't get all that paper there, but no go make some man employ you, they show you 5 papers. That 5 papers not do nothing for business. Because people, they employ you for what if you bring for table. Then if you can't say you get 5 A-level, it don't mean nothing for you. Then you can't say you get master's degree, it don't mean nothing for you. They want to see what skills you get. I know, see, I'll be asking for last minute. If you want to amplify this, what I talk for just 1 minute, I will give you the chance, then we go.
Yes, because you see, what you talk is very, very important. This particular point be very important because I don't see a lot of youth where they just be obsessed. You know, I receive a lot of students for an internship for Afrobrains. When these students they come for Afrobrains, what you are noticing with them now, so I ask them because sometimes I try to give them counseling. I ask them, say this, so okay, after your first degree, what will you do? You say master's degree. You know, for Cameroon, people then, you know, students they don't really get this tendency. They are just like academically addicted. They just know say this. So after upper seat now degree, after first degree now second degree on a masters, after masters now PhD, they just go like say na formula where they don't put them. They know they ever break for stop here and say, but why they even go school in the first place? Now for do it with the school where they go to school. So they need the first stop it. They only hurry. Some of the students the way they come, where they be fortunate for Afrobrains. What you are the third now say, even after your first degree, take a break, walk. Take a break, walk, develop skills. Develop skill. Master's degree is not really necessary. If you want to get them in future, you go and get master's degree, you go get them with taste. Take me, for example. When I finish my master's degree, I'll be teach for university. By the time I will go for my PhD, I will go for my PhD with a different mindset. I will go with a targeted, I will know where I will go learn them. I will know why I will go learn them. I will know how I go learn them. And I will know what I go do with them. That is how education is supposed to be. I need to say school, I need to talk about education. Because education has to transform your behavior, not before put knowledge for your head. Now for transform your behavior. When I talk about behavior, I talk about skill. Cannot do, can do. That's a behavioral change. These are things that are core in education. And we get for begin to, I hope they make our youths then begin to understand. There are cause some trend. I'll be very sorry, but might just close up with this one.
Because we get to go.
Some trending now this social media where youths them be deceived. They refuse say this someone that go lie, someone they say this so that they work money for Facebook. For you for work money for Facebook, there is a lot you have to do to go to the level where you monetize your platform. Make youths they not be deceived. Say this some new jobs and they on top social media, because that is how they fool their friends them all around the whole place. The lazy ones and the fool the ones the way they struggle say they at the work money. What do? Most of them just dance in front of this camera. They have nothing to sell. They have nothing to say. They just waste time all over the whole place. And before they know it, they have gotten to a certain age and an empty brain, no skills. And they feel that, they are still excited with this social media. A lot of things, they don't come for this world. So not be social media be the first one. It will still come parcel and they will stand for the. So my advice for the youth then I say, may they focus on skill-based lifestyle. Learn a skill, apply yourself, and you will earn a living without actually disturbing yourself. Thank you so much.
We love Chatnite Africa. Keep watching Chatnite Africa.
Dr. Tata, I want to talk so you don't nail them. You don't nail them maybe with 6 inches nail. You nail them now with 24 inches nail. Like Bible talk, make man with a get ear, make it hear. We'll go end now, but before I really leave the platform, make I take just a few seconds for talk for we girls them. Even if you want for marry, man picking way really want for marry respectful woman, you no go marry the one where you don't go the show skin, open skin for Facebook. I don't understand what way when they try for advertise. I don't know.
Exactly.
For that time when they go for Facebook, for YouTube, because when I do shots, they see and pay on the money. Believe me, when they waste time, small time like doctor talk, age go come, you not get nothing for inside your head. Learn skill. If you go Facebook, if you go for YouTube, they will teach you even for make fry puff. If you do Cameroon, contact Afro Brains Cameroon now, maybe tomorrow, now. It's fine for here, but what way you do with what way you hear be more important. Dr.
Exactly.
Emmanuel, if man want to contact you, all these people they watch you everywhere around it, how they fit contact you?
Yeah, first of all, generally we'll get a website, afrobrains.com. So you just type afrobrains.com anywhere on the internet. You'll get a lot of information about Afrobrains Cameroon. You'll get our Facebook page. You just go to Facebook, if you search we Afrobrains Cameroon, we get a Facebook account, Afrobrains International, because our vision is that where maybe in future we can have Afrobrains Nigeria, Afrobrains Equatorial Guinea, Afrobrains Gabon. So Afrobrains International is on Facebook. If you check them, you get a page now Afrobrains Cameroon, and then we'll also get a local number here in Cameroon. Since our head office be based now for Yaoundé, so we'll get a local number which is 675 013253. 675 013253. So now number that way if you get in touch with our head office here for Cameroon. So feel free. Our doors them always be open for youths especially, and of course farmers where they want to work with we, so that make we develop this food industry together, make we help the younger generation.
Thank you so much. Well, time for go, you don't get. Like they talk. Time for go, don't get. I don't talk so they're hungry, they hurt me. You see, when I be design this program, I be hope say go be in a 30 minutes, 1 hour, 30 minutes. But I be even think about 1 hour. The story is sweet, so I say, make a move plenty information for this man ahead. That big head we carry him so for a neck. I said, go move plenty for winner. Man, we choose for watch Chatnite Africa, any of we programs, now the kind content where we come for bring them for winner. We care about when welfare, we care about when pocketbook, we care about when wellness, we get doctor then they come here for teach when many things, blood pressure, diabetes, all those things, them, heart disease. We get doctors that they come teach when married now they break like X way fall for down, small thing, married broke. We get people that they come talk for now, specialists them, experts, counselors where they can talk for the show, family matters. So when you wanna come for Chatnite Africa, when they come get information where they make when I grow, that they can't think that way we prefer for do here. If I want to watch this broadcast in high definition, this broadcast will go on now, it is for YouTube. When I go, they share them. When I share on the kru like that one, like granite, when I share them, all right? And it go there for internet too. It did right now, it go also on for internet. So maybe when I share them, make this information go. People that no need for suffer, it not be necessary. This man way I talk for you, he tell me say if you give you any kind of paper, take plane, put them for airport for Douala or Yaoundé, may come for America, and it go come. Because he don't realize, say, inside that dark way where they complain about gold they. He don't discover, say, for that farm where plenty people, they run for gold farm, gold they. Thank you so much once again, Dr. Tata.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure. I appreciate, I really appreciate the initiative. The initiative is very, very good. I believe, say, Chatnite Africa, it will be a platform where we'll try to see how we begin to connect the diaspora, especially with initiatives and needs back home. So we'll build a truly social society, because you see, there is nothing worth living a life without living beyond self. I always say this: life beyond self is the best life ever.
Thank you so much again.
We love Chatnite Africa.
Yeah, I know when I like him, but I must go. Oh yeah, I must go.
Bye.
I must go. Country for them, my name is Divine Chamokong. I thank you plenty from my heart. Some big announcement they come. Big. We install some software, it go blow up this thing. When I go watch Chatnite, when I not go believe, say naive. In perhaps 1 week or 2 weeks, we will make that announcement, that big thing where they come for Chatnite Africa. Some woman from Maryland see what to do, like this one. It's a look divine. This thing, that thing where it need support, it put some money, maybe loan way again for we. Now dash. Say, divine, make when show me proof for what when I will do this money, and we'll go show the world, not only that woman. If you like what you would do, you want for support we, please, we want also for pair up with Afro Brains Cameroon, for see how we fit get more women them, more girls them for train them. We fit get more girls them when they don't loiter for street, they get belay. So when they go for internet, they show Bobby for outside, they hope say, I don't know what in aggressive marketing, but not market your body. I beg when my sister. I beg when. So thank you plenty for watching. My name is Divine Chamukong. The next guest next week will no get for me some. He don't dish a PhD. It take a software, it take a class, it go for farm for this America where we talk. When I go discover that man, and I will give you name when I discover him for this platform very soon. Merci à tout le monde. Je vous aime, mais il faut que je parte. Bye bye right now.
I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I'm coming. Coming to get down. I'm coming. I'm coming. Coming to dance. To dance. We're gonna dance. We're gonna dance. We're gonna get down. We're gonna get down. We're gonna party. Party hardy. We're gonna boogie. Boogie woogie. And when we jam, it's out of sight. This song right here, it's dynamite. I'm ready.